How was it now?
Yes, Sunita.
Okay. I'll start with the prayer first. Close your eyes, palms together. Take the blessing from the gods and goddess and all your gurus. Once you feel you're done, slowly open your eyes. Give me I thought to avoid the external words. Hope I did. Okay, I'll start with today's class. As usual, we'll start off the daily planetary position. We know about the Rahu in Meena Rasi, Ketu in the Kanni Rasi, Mangal and the Guru in the Mesha Rasi, Sunny in the Kumbha. Yearly planets, very big planets. When you see the Chandra, he's a superhero. The Chandra is now in the Makara Rasi. So for the people who are having the Mithuna Lagna are the peoples who are having Simha Lagna. Watch how your mind was moving, how is your mind is behaving, and how are you having a mood swing, or your mind is calm, or you can able to handle anything. How is your mind strength? Find out that when you're having a Simha Lagna, and if you're having a Mithuna Lagna people. And the Magara Lagna, if you're having a Magara Lagna, now the Kochara Chandran is also on your Lagna, over your Lagna. So find how your mind was behaving, how you are handling the things. Are you very joyful, happy, or else you're feeling jealousy, anger, or what kind of the negative feelings you have? What kind of the positive feelings you have? Find out everything. This is the good way of understanding ourselves when this Chandran was moving around all the rasis. Okay, then the Surya was in his own house. Buddha and the Shukran is also in the sun's house, that is Simha. As moving into the Panjang today's Tithi is the Chaturdasi. Okay, the Chaturdasi, and tomorrow is a special because of the Purnima. Purnami. And Nakshatra is Utrashada, and Yoga becomes the Ayushmana, Saubhagya. Okay, this is the interesting thing. When you have the Yogam as the Saubhagyam, and when the Karanam was coming as the Bhava Karanam, have blessings from your elders, or particularly you feel you feel they are them as the Guru. You feel them, these people are well wisher for me. And you, whoever you feel you need a blessing from them, exactly seek a blessing when the yoga is the Saubhagya Yoga and the Karanam is the Bhava Karanam. This will happen once in 4 years. Oh, sorry, sir. 4 times in a year. It will come in a per year, it will come at least 4 times. See the Panchang all the time when the Saubhagya Yogam, additionally, Karanam is also Bhava Karanam. When these combination occurs, get a blessing from your elders or the gurus or whoever you feel like these peoples or the peoples, they're leading my life and I need a blessing from them. It may be from your gurus or it may be from the god, goddess. So whoever it is, get a blessing from them. It is the best and best day. In a year, it will come at least, will come four times in a year. Already the 3 times was finished. The one more thing for this year is around November. I will tell you the date. I forgot the date, but it's in November this year. Only one Only one thing remaining for this combination, Saubhagya Yogam, Bhavakaranam. This is the best in combination. Whatever you wish for, you get a blessing from them. For example, you want to travel somewhere, get a blessing from your parents. From your parents, getting blessing from whoever you feel like. Definitely it will occur. That's the sorry. Oh, you're speaking there. Okay, this is the best day for that. I repeat the same thing again. So Bhagya Yogam, Bhavakaranam. This combination is beautiful combination. Try and tell me 4 times in a year. Okay. Next, we'll go with the week is Ravivara. This for the Sunday. Paksha is a Shukla Paksha. Today it's going to start with the Shukla Paksha. Sorry, this is today Paksha is a Shukla Paksha. Nakshatra is Uttarashada till the 10:15 a.m. Then the Shravana will come. Karana is Garaja 4:31. Then followed by the Vanija 3:04 a.m. Then followed by the Vishtikarna. Okay, give me a sorry, the Vishtikarna. Most of the astrology people, they won't consider the Vishtikarna. We will see any point in time in our classes about the Karana. But some people have considered the Vishtikarna. Some of the people didn't consider the Vishtikarna. Okay, let's move into our today's class. Okay, before that, the revision of the Kalapurusha chart. Stay at this Kalapurusha chart 30 seconds. Okay, your time starts now. Ten more seconds. 5 more seconds. Okay then. I hope you stayed as much as you want. Welcome back to the Lord Rama horoscope one again in the same class. We will move into the today's class. Last week we learned about the sun in the first house. Now we are going to see the sun in the second house. Before we getting into the sun in the second house, we recall the sun where sun's own house is Simha, then exalted in Mesha, then debilitated in Tula, and give me a second, learning for everyone's benefit. Okay. Mula Trikona is again a 0 degree to 20 degree of the Simha Rasi. Gender is the male Rasi. And it's having only one aspect, that is the 7th aspect. Direction is the east. Directional strength is the south. Malefic planet, yes. But I would say it's a kind of borderline malefic. It will teach you a lesson in a very hard way. Adi Devata is the Agni. Pratyadi Devata is the Shiva. Element is the fire. Dosha is the Pitta dosha. And comes in while I'm going with the speed, because we already learned it number of times. That's why I'm going in a speed. Relationship with the grahas, sun friends with the moon, Mars, and the Jupiter. Neutral with the Mercury, enemies are the Venus and the Saturn. And the nakshatra, Kritika. Third nakshatra, Kritika. 12th nakshatra is Rudra Palguni. 21st nakshatra is the Uttarashada. Sun is the owner of these 3 nakshatra. Dasha period for the sun is 6 years. Okay, with that understanding, we're moving into the last week we learned about the sun in the first house. We're moving into the sun in the second house. Okay. When I say second house, when the sun in the first house, what is that meaning? It's having a 12 combination. What is that kind of the 12 combination? Consider this person as a Mesha Lagna. Mesha Lagna. So then the sun's second house is the Rishabha Rasi. Okay. Then consider the scenario. Now I change this role. Now I move the sun's position into Mithuna. Then the ascendant consider this is the Rishabha Lagna. Then the second house of the sun is the Mithuna Rasi. Lagna is the Rishabha Lagna. So what I'm trying to say here is when we say sun in the second house, or when we say sun in the first house, sun in the third, fourth, fifth, 12th house, how many combination will have? Okay, we'll make it as a very simple. We'll see one, we are going to concentrate only on the sun in the second house. When we say sun in the second house means, consider sun in the second house, the Rashi is the Mesha Rasi. So that means sun in the second house, Mesha Rasi, Lagna is the Lagna is the Meena Lagna. Imagine, then there is also possibility when the sun is in the Rishabha Rasi, the Lagna is the Mesha Lagna. Okay. When the sun in the Mithuna Rasi as a second house, then the Lagna should be the Rishabha Lagna. When we say the sun in the second house is the Kadaka Rasi, the Lagna is the Mithuna Lagna. When we say the sun in the Simha Rasi, the sun second Rasi as a Simha Rasi, then the Lagna is the Kadaka Lagna. Till now, is there any confusion? So it will goes like this.
No, Vanita, always is like that only, no? From Lagna only, all first, second, third house. Same, no? There's no change.
Same. What I'm trying to say here was,
Lagna
when
first house.
we say sun in the second house means you should have an understanding that the sun second house can be in any one of the 12 rasis. Is that understandable?
Yes, but second house all from Lagna only, all it be calculated.
Lagna only, from the Lagna only. When we say second house, third house, fourth house, fifth house, till the 12th house, what is that calculation starting from? It is starting from your Lagna only. There is no confusion.
Okay,
that is the standard one. When we say it's the second house, third house, fourth house, you have to count it from your Lagna. Is that clear? Is this confusing? No, right? Because what I'm trying to say here was the sun, when the sun in the second house means it can be in any of the combinations. Sun in the second house is the Mesha Rasi. Sun in the second house is the Mithuna Rasi. Sun in the second house is the Meena Rasi. It can be in the sun in the sun in the second house can be in any one of the 12 rasis.
Okay.
Okay, let's take an example. Instead of confusing, let's take an example. Consider the Magara Lagna. The sun is in the second house. So what is the Lagna? The Lagna is the, okay, now I switch the question like this. Consider the situation. The sun is in the second house, the sun is in second house, it is in the Tula Rasi. What is the Lagna for this chart? This is the second house.
Kanya.
Kanni Lagna, right? Okay, fantastic. Okay, now one more situation. Now the sun is in the Meena. This is the second house sun. Where could be the ascendant will come?
Kumbha.
Kumbha. Okay, there you go. Okay, last one question. Now imagine the sun here in the Vrikshika Rasi. This is the second house sun. Where is the Lagna will come?
Libra. Tula.
Tula Lagna. This is easily understandable, right? When the sun, the second house can be in any one of the 12 rasis. Okay, with that understanding, we are moving. Okay, when in the previous lesson also we understand that when we try to read about any of this the sun's position of your chart, what are the things you have to understand? Okay, the first house means what are the characteristics of that? Then if it was placed in any one of the Rasi, who's the owner? What is the 5 element principle? Then we are combining all together and form a conclusion. Okay, the same thing we are going to do in the second house also. Now, before we jump into the...
Suppose sun is in first house means Lagna only, correct?
Sun in first house means Lagna only.
Okay.
Or the people may say like this, sun in first house or sun in Lagna, sun in ascendant. All the phrases are same only. Okay. Now see the sun in the second house. Before we see the sun's characteristics, understand the sun's second house characteristics. What does the second house represent? Second house What is the first house represent? First house is you, the self, right? What is the second house means?
Cash flow.
Self, physical.
Speech.
What is this?
Self,
Speech,
physical,
cash.
time, current.
What is it? Physical?
First house.
Okay, leave the first house now. Leave the first house now. We finished the first house. We are moving into the second house. Now
Wealth,
tell me the characteristics of the second house one.
wealth, family, speech, and resources.
Okay,
Cash
Wealth,
flow.
cash also. The liquid asset is nothing but your cash. Liquid assets can be in any form, your cash or whichever you can immediately make it use of it. That comes under the liquid asset. Your speech, family, food and nourishment comes in the second house. Okay. Importantly, the physical part comes in your throat, right eye particularly, and eyesight also. Mainly your entire face is also count. If the second house is not in a good position, you may have a frequent problem with your throat. You may have frequent, you may have the ulcer comes in your mouth frequently. Sometimes your throat infection is really high. If your second house is not in a good position, what is the meaning of the good position? The auspiciousness is reduced in a very high way. If the auspiciousness was not good, inauspicious is tremendously increased. Then that point in time, your throat will be infected, your eyesight will be infected, and infected means it's not in a good condition. Okay. Now coming in, that is the characteristics of the second house. Let's moving in into the characteristics of the sun when it is placed in the second house. Remember this one. The sun's quality is different, but when it is placed in the second house, that is little bit different, but it comes in the same quality of the base quality. Okay, what are the sun base quality? Sun good in what? Sun good in administration. Sun good in a daydreaming. Sun is having a good authority. Sun in whatever the sun will do. Sun will help you, everybody, regardless of whoever they are. The authorityness is really high when it comes into the sun. Okay, this is the base quality of the sun. Okay, when this sun was come, imagine a person, this kind of the quality, authoritative, administrative person, and he is a very good in leadership. That kind of the person sitting in your second house that represent your liquid cash, speech, family, food, and nourishment. What it will implies. Okay, then it comes for the good financial capability, capital accumulation and prevention. Why? Because they know how to handle the money. Because when the second house sun was there, they know how to make use of the money, how to accumulate the money also. So the peoples who can earn more money, but they're not able to accumulate the money. They didn't have an understanding. They didn't have an authority to hold back the money to accumulate the money. But the second house sun, if it was placed in a good position, okay, then we'll come into the question how it was placed good, not good. Okay, we consider this scenario. I'll come back again to this example. Consider this scenario when the sun was in sun second house is the Mesha and the Lagna is the Meena Lagna. Okay, now imagine this is your second house. Tell me what is special about this. This is the second house for you.
Sun
This
is
is an
exalted.
Okay, sun is exalted.
Combined with
So now
Mars energy.
plus Mars energy. We'll see the owner later because this also you have to consider because when you see about the Graha, in any of the oh sorry, I was quite distracted with the message. Definitely you have to see the owner of that Rashi, but before that, when the Graha was present in it, when the Graha was present in any of the Rashi, you have to consider it first. Then you have to add on the quality of the owner also later on. But first thing you have to do, consider the sun first. Sun is exalted also. So that means 100% of the energy coming into this house, that is your second house. Now tell me what kind of this person will be. Okay, let me see. Okay, now our sun was here. Now our sun was here. Ascendant was Meena Lagna. Okay, now the point is here, sun is exalted. Don't forget about the other planets, other grahas. Imagine a situation, Meena Lagna, sun is only present in the Mesha Rashi. Imagine that situation. Later on, we combined the grahas and find a solution. Okay, now this person can have a good financial capability? Yes, definitely yes. Why? Because the sun complete energy was consumed by this Jataka. Capital accumulation prevention is possible, quite highly possible. Okay, authoritative and effective in speech, very much. Why so? Because the sun exalted, the authoritativeness come regardless of no matter what, and effective in speech will come as a side effect also. While financial help from government or large organization. Okay, why the government? Because when the sun was in a good position, naturally the Jataka will get a financial help from the governments or any kind of a large organization which may act like a government. So they can also get an help from a large organization or from the government. So that's for the sun which is exalted. Now we saw the sun in a very good position. Okay, let's move into our example in a different way. Okay, now I'm going to see here. Imagine this is a Karka Lagna and the sun was present in the Simha. Okay, now tell me among this quality, okay, there were the different qualities will be there, but remember only this four. Good financial capability, capital accumulation and preservation is possible. Authoritative and effective speech, while financial help. Remember these 4 points only. And based on these 4 points, now for this example, your Karka Lagna and the sun is in the sun second house is the Simha Rasi. So now you define with this quality whether this person have a liquid cash or not. Tell me this one.
No, sun is the owner, no? So definitely one house is there. Sun is owner.
Yes, sun is owner. So definitely sun feels very much comfortable and must have all the qualities of the good financial capability, and liquid assets definitely will have. The effective speech will be there, capital accumulation will be there, financial help from the government is also highly possible. Okay. Okay, with that understanding, let's move on into one more example.
I have a question, Benita. Which was stronger, sun in Aries or sun in Leo? Which sun will be stronger?
Sun in Aries.
One is exalted.
Oh, one is exalted. Okay, exalted sun will have the very good. Okay, in a scale, consider in a scale of 100%, 0 to 100. Okay, if it was a 0 to 100, the exalted sun will receive the 100% of the energy. But in the if the graha is in the own house, 75% to 90% will be there. So in that scenario, consider the exalted sun will receive all kind of an energy. Okay. What is the meaning of the exaltation here? The exaltation is the balanced energy of the balanced person who can receive that energy very well. If consider the exalted sun means the sun which is present in that jataka, that body part or the nodes aligned with this body part of that particular person is balanced very well.
Okay. So exalted is, you said, 100%.
100%, definitely. And that human, whoever the Jataka will be, have an ability to consume that 100% sun's energy from the cosmic energy. But if it was in his own graha, same effect, but little bit only reduced. Only it was like you may not get the 100%, but definitely will get 90%. But definitely will get 95%. That is not also not bad, right? It is very good because you consume the energy to the greatest level.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now we're going into a scenario like when the sun was in this situation. You have a Kanni Lagna and the sun was in the second house. Tell me here, what will happen?
Sun is debilitated. So it is
Yes,
not
sun
as
is
effective as it was own house or exalted.
Okay, now let's see this combination. Is this person will have the effective speech? Not that much good. Authoritarianism will come. That is not also not possible because when the debilitated sun means you are not here. What you say, you will receive the 100% of the sun's energy. And this is the point, you will receive the 0% of the sun's energy. That means you didn't have that energy. What it will come? When the sun's energy is not provided for you, you may not have a good financial capability. This is also not possible. Then capital accumulation, you may earn. You have in a better position to earn, or you may accumulate wealth from others, but you don't have a capability to preserve that property. That is not possible for you. Effective speech is totally not possible. Authorityness will slowly come down when your age goes also. Avail help from the government, it's totally not possible. Okay. Okay, then you may ask the question, Anita, is this, I have the second house sun in the Tula Rasi, the sun is depleted, and I am getting the financial help from the government. Okay, at that point in time, we have to see your full Jataka, what the sun, how the sun was again increased its auspiciousness. Or is there any kind of the yoga which is playing in your Jataka? Or the Lagna himself or herself is very, very in a strong level or not. There are the various combination we have to see. But in a general idea, what you have to understand is when the sun was in a good position, all things will happen. You definitely will have a good financial capability. Then you have a question, but the Jupiter only have the financial quality. Why the sun was coming to the picture? The sun was now is in the second house. What is the second house will deals with? It deals with your liquid assets. It's related with your finance. And the speech is also for the second house. The family is also second house. Okay, when the second house, anybody having the second house sun? Sun in the second house? Okay, these people are very, very authoritative in the family itself. For example, if you have a moon in the second house, you have the sun in the second house, they are totally different. It looks like a strict father, kind mother. When the sun was in the second house, they stick with their family, but they are affectionate towards them, very much affectionate. But they are providing the authoritative towards the family. They try to lead the family in a good way. They don't like to. They give you the correct direction to their family itself. Okay. Till now, any questions here? There are the various things you have to understand about the second house, but primarily the 4 points is more than enough when you have a sun in the second house. Till now, any questions? Okay, there is a one thing I missed here. I intentionally missed also. For example, if you have a different combination of the planets, for example, like Karni Lagna, Virgo as your ascendant, and you have a sun as a second house. This one is debilitated, and combined with the Mercury, this is the worst scenario. Your speech will be stammered, definitely, no matter what. And consider this scenario when the sun, depleted sun with Saturn. This is also not a good combination. You may earn, but nothing is in your hand. This is also not good for you. Okay, when it is good, when it was in an exalted position. Okay, there was also one more combination I want to tell you. Let's see this combination. How many of you interest to interrupt? Consider I have a Dhanur Lagna. And my sun is in the second house, is the Makara Rasi. Okay, now tell me how the sun will be.
Bad combination. Saturn is the owner there.
Yes.
Sitting in
Now,
a
okay, now
house.
imagine the situation. The Saturn is here.
It will be
The
same because
Saturn is in its own house. The sun is in the Makara Rasi. That's the second house. Sun in second house, Saturn is in the third house. Leave the third house property now, but the Saturn, consider the Saturn in its own house. That means the owner of the second house is also resides in its own house. Sun is in the second house. Now tell me this scenario. Is it good or bad? Okay, let's go with point by point. he have the good financial capability? Yes or no?
No.
No means why?
Saturn's effect?
Saturn's effect. Why Saturn's effect? Because Saturn is also a good planet, right? Why Saturn was not
Jupiter
good
is
here?
depleted, madam. Jupiter is depleted.
No. Here we are considering only the Saturn and the Sun.
They are
Your
in
Lagna is,
enemy's house, so
yes,
that is
that's
why.
they are in the enemy's house, because when you are sitting in the enemy's house, you don't feel that much comfortable, right? So
Yes.
do you have an authoritative speech? No. When you are in enemy's house, you feel like most discomfort. You feel, I want to go away from this place. That kind of the situation you are in. And that moment, do you have financial capability? Obviously not possible. And capital accumulation, is that possible for you sitting in your enemy's house and you can accumulate the money? That is also not possible. Your effective speech will be comparatively less, not too much, but comparatively definitely you are not able to effectively speaking. But even though if you speak also, no one will hear you. If it's like you don't speak at all. That kind of the situation will come. And the financial help, availability of the financial help from the government, it's like it may come, but when it will come, right? For example, if it was coming for a consider a scenario, if you avail a government help within a year, it will flourish your life. But you may avail a government help after 20 years. Is that work? Is that good for you? No, right? That kind of the situation will come when you try to get a help from the government. Okay. Now I'm moving into one more thing. Okay, why I'm telling you different kind of the combination? Because the sun's second house can be in one of the 12 rasi. Among the 12 rasi, sun is enemy to Saturn and the Venus. Mercury is neutral, Moon, Mars, and the Jupiter are the friends. So the sun can be reside in your second house as the enemy's house, friend's house, or the neutral. Okay, now consider this scenario when you are having the Rishabha Lagna and your sun was in the second house as the Mithun Rashi. What will happen here? And consider the Mercury was in the Kani. What kind of the situation will come here?
Relatively good because they are neutral. Mercury and Sun are neutral.
Okay, they're neutral, but there was one thing you have to understand here. You remember the story when the sun, king and the queen, or the sun is the king, moon is queen, and who is the young prince? Young prince is the Mercury.
Mercury.
Sun is neutral to the Mercury, but Mercury is friend to the Sun. One feeling towards the other was different. It's not a mutual feeling. Like how the Sun feels towards the Mars, Mars feels towards the Sun, mutual. Sun feels towards the Jupiter, Jupiter feels towards the Sun, mutual. But when comes into the Mercury, Sun feels Mercury as a neutral, Mercury feels Sun as the friend. It's a different feeling. So what will happen when it comes? Consider the young princess who was standing in front of the strict father. How he will speak? Is it a possible? When the strict father is in front of you, the son can able to speak? No, right? He definitely stammer. That situation may come. I'm not saying it will come for sure, but that is a high possibility that the effective speech is not possible for them.
But Mercury is not in his own house, so that effect will
Mercury in
not be
his
so
own
much,
house.
right?
Mercury in his own house. But that's why I added this current situation also. Mercury in its own house. That means the Mercury's energy is highly available. When the Sun and the Mercury combined together, if the auspicious planets was not aspecting, then the effective speech is not possible. This is not possible mainly, but still you have to study your entire horoscope. But there is a high possibility will come when the Jupiter was aspecting the Mercury or Jupiter was aspecting the Sun, the entire scenario will change drastically. Okay.
Okay, Vanita, why are we only talking about speech in this combination, not anything else?
Okay, the Mercury is for your
Intellect.
the intellectual speaking, right? And the second house is okay. The second house is, I'm not only speaking about the speech. Second house is also for your family. Is also for your liquid assets. Okay, when the Mercury feels like want to enjoy the world. The sun is in a state mode. The sun is in a state mode, and the Mercury wants to enjoy. These two combinations contradict each other, right? Some they definitely they have an ability to give financial ability was possible, highly possible, because Mercury is intellect, the owner, the Lord is intellect, and the state father, I mean the sun, is having a good financial capability. This combination is really wonderful. Capital accumulation and preservation is possible, quite possible, because both are good in the thing. But sometimes the the money can be go away from you for any for kind of a joyfulness or enjoyment or happiness in the family. You may provide the expense for that. But definitely this is also possible. But effective speech is the question mark. You have to study fully your entire horoscope for that. Avail financial help when combined with the Mercury, it's no problem. Definitely you may get a help. This is also not a problem. I'm trying to give an example. Among these four lines in your thought process, when you combined with the planets, when the sun was placed in a different position in your Rasi, and enemy's house, friend's house combination, how the sun will behave. When one don't think about too many things about the sun in the second house. Just consider this four thought process: good financial ability, capital accumulation, authoritative and effective speech, avail help from the government. If this food thing in your mind and do all the probability, all the combination, which will you derive into a situation like how the sun will behave when it was placed in the different houses. And one thing was missing here, because I tried to avoid that situation. Even then I did that. Okay. This one I don't want to give you now. When you're combining the two grahas into one, let's have the one graha combination, sun only. And there is also possibility you may have like this situation. And you may have number of grahas in one. I saw one Jataka was having all planets, excluding two planets, I guess. This kind of the situation may also come. But at this moment, for initially stepping into the astrology, don't consider too many graha combination. Just go with one or two. That's why I told you the two combination. But mainly imagine this one only. Only sun in second house. What are the points I have to remember? And what the second house especially means? Liquid assets, speech and family, food and nourishment. And in the sun in the second house, if the auspiciousness was not there, for example, if you have the sun in here, definitely you have a throat issue. And definitely you will have a ulcer in your mouth if this was your second house. Because when the auspiciousness was the sun was not increased, you may have the ailments in the specific physical bodies also, physical part of the bodies also. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll move on into the third house. The third house also the same kind of the homework we have to do. When the third house was present in the any of in the Jataka means the third house can be possibly placed in any of the 12 rasis. Okay, before that, what does the third house means? The third house means is it's mainly for your courage, how much courage you have in your life. Your aim, ambition, your art and passion will come together, and communication. And the people living and working nearby. In a simple words, whoever the neighbors around you. Okay, it may be in your living area or it may be in your working area. Whoever it is, how your neighborhood will be. That represented by the third house. So sometimes you feel like, no, I can't able to remember all these things. Okay, remember only one point, the courage. You have to be, if any person wants to understand your courage in your life, but some people may ask, can I achieve this? Can I join in the admission to this college? Or can I apply to that job? Compare against with any of the things you have to achieve in your life. You see the third house also. Third house tell you your courage. You may have the courage in your life to face any aspect of your life or not. And some people will come and ask you, my parents was thinking about I want to join into a doctor and engineer. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in my art and I want to do my artwork as my job, as my career, and I want to progress in that. Check the third house. If the third house was strong in that sense, and then your life purpose will be based on an art and passion. You definitely will flourish no matter what happens in your life. And the communication will comes all together. All kind of the communication will come. When it comes in the media, everything comes into this communication. Okay, let's see about that is about the third house. Let's see, when the sun was in the third house, what are the things? You are courageous, ambitious, decisive, able to make decision with a minimum information. This is a wonderful quality. Most of the people use this. And the person is able to communicate appropriately that is needed in business. Okay. This comes when the sun was in a third place. This communication plays the biggest role. Okay, this communication is also media. And this communication is also communicating to others literally. Okay. When this, let's have an example here. Okay, consider a situation when you're having the Kumbh Lagna and the sun was in the Mesh Rasi. Anybody have this combination? Sun in the third house. Anyone? Okay, in which house your sun was in? You forgot your horoscope. Okay, one important thing. When the sun, why I am taking example of the Mercury, and mostly I will take the Sun Mercury combination or Sun Venus combination. Why? You remember this reason? I told you one.
They always travel together.
Together, yes. The Mercury and the Venus and the Sun, they always live together. Most of the time, this possibility will happen. The Mercury degree and the Sun degree. Again. Okay. When a Mercury degree and a Sun degree will be closely with each other, then that point in time the Mercury may combust. So that is the possibility. It will come oftenly, not in most of the peoples, but when you see 100 Jataka, at least 5 to 10 people you will come across. Okay, let's come back to here. Okay. In your horoscope, what is your position of the sun? In which house? 1 to 12, which house it is? Anybody having the third house sun? No one? Okay. When the sun is in the third house, these people have the courage to face anything in the world. When it comes into your study, when it comes into anything in your life, the entire phase of your life, maybe in your student phase, you may even come into a marriage life, you may be in a career oriented person. The sun will give you the courage. The sun will give you the courage to move forward without looking back. and the sun will provide you an energy. That kind of an energy no one can give you. It give you a tremendous courage inside you. Because what that means, when I try to understand this one, when you see in your I don't know, I can say this or not. Okay, you may heard about this chakras, right? Muladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipuraha. Definitely you heard about this, right? That means the number of the nadis accumulated together to form a world kind of an energy. That gives you a prana attached to with different parts of different energy bodies together so that you will grow up at once. So when this kind of sun's energy you are able to receive means, if I'm not wrong, your Manipura chakra will be work efficiently. If most of the time there was also one meditation will come, the people will tell you during the meditation, I oftenly sleep and I'm not able to keep with my meditation at like even for 20 minutes. Then they ask you to practice a kind of a practice. Imagine you breathing through your navel through the nose. It was like you're breathing from the navel and comes to the nose, and it was kind of a practice. I'm giving an half-baked information because I don't want to tell you that kind of the practice in such in open way, because that should be practiced with the teachers, that should be practiced along with well-trained peoples. Why I'm telling that situation here? Because when that kind of the practice was happening, your body will consume little bit of heat that will give you an energy to wake up. You shouldn't sleep in the meditation. You definitely won't sleep in the meditation. Even for 30 minutes, you won't sleep. That's why this kind of the practice. Why I'm trying to tell you here, because when the sun was in a good place, your energy, the body energy, the warmness needs in your body, it will be perfect. For example, if you want to wake up for in the 24 hours, you consider it as a normal average sleeping hours in 8 hours. The remaining 16 hours, how your active energy will be. If your sun was placed in the third house and it was in a good place, then your energy 16 hours will be efficiently good. And for example, when you wake up in the morning, when you're going into the sleep, if the sun was placed in a very good position, your energy won't be you may not feel exhausted. Your energy level will be highly maintained throughout your day. Okay, why I'm telling you this? Your courage is maintained that every day by day, when your age grows, your courage also grows. You may find your ambition, you are highly focused, and you really know what to do. So that kind of the peoples, when the sun was in a third place, again, all kind of the story comes here. If the sun was not placed in a good place, good and bad, which I told you earlier, your auspiciousness is high. That means your sun was in a good position. If the inauspiciousness increased, then the sun was not in a good position. Then what will happen? These people, when the sun was not in place in a good position, then you may ask the question, Manita, my son was in third house, and I don't have a courage, and I don't have an ambition in my life, and I don't know what to do in my life. I don't like to make a decision, and I don't know how to make a decision. Even then, my son was in the third place. Okay, then I ask you to what is my next thing I have to say to you? See how your sun auspiciousness will be. What's the Sadbala telling about your sun? The Sadbala, the weakest is the sun planet. In the Sadbala, the sun is the weakest planet. And the sun auspicious, how you can easily find out whether the sun is an auspicious, inauspicious or not? Go ahead and see your Sadbala. If the Sadbala is the highest, then definitely your sun is in a good position. Then see your sun is in a good place or so altogether you will find out your sun is in a good place or if the sun was in a good position, then definitely all this point will come into play. Definitely they are courageous, they are ambitious, they are decisive, all things will be come. Okay, how you can remember the third house and the sun's property? Imagine the third house you have to mug up. There is no other good. You have to mug up the courage, art, passion, communication. It should be revolve in your mind all the time. And if you want to know about your neighborhood, third house only. So these things comes into your mind all along. This point you have to remember, no matter what. Okay. But this one, how you can remember, you don't need to mug up, but you can combine it together. How? When the third house, imagine the sun's energy, imagine the third house, combine it together, you will definitely come with this information. Okay.
I have
Vanita,
Vanita. Sorry, go ahead.
so second house talks about speech and third house talks about communication.
Mm.
What makes it distinct from each other? Like both
Okay.
communication meaning speech and speech means also communication. So what is the
Oh,
difference?
okay. Here the communication means everything comes under the media and the communication. Any kind of the communication means all kind of the communication. You are writing and you are informing to others. Now your email writing comes into the picture. You are communicating through the media comes
Okay.
into the picture.
Oral
Everything
and written communication.
comes into this communication. That speech means how the words come out of your mouth. Yeah, consider you also see the peoples who having the second house, very good second house. Their voice is beautiful, and you want to listen to them again and again. And what is the reason behind it? Because it clears the energies of the throat chakra, where automatically your voice will be beautiful. Okay, you may also learn about this kind of spiritual leaders before their practice and after their practice, the throat chakra will change. The voice of them will be changed, because before that the throat chakra will be blocked or be accumulated with an energy. But when they are due to the yogic practice, this throat chakra will be cleansed, and the face is also glowing, and the throat chakra is also cleansed. They can able to utter the words clearly. The voice which is coming out from your throat is clear. That is your speech. When it comes into a communication, it comes under a wide variety. It's also mentioned about your media. Nowadays, the people's driving is also comes into third house. Based on the world we are living in, what kind of the technology we are using, all comes into the third house. Your communication comes in various forms, right? Not only you are communicating through the world, only with earlier in the 70s or the 60s, the peoples do the trunk call, or the peoples only do the postcard or inland letter, just like that. But now, how you can communicate? You are communicating through the Instagram, you are communicating through the Facebook, you are communicating with the video calls, you are communicating through email. There are various different ways, right? All things come together into this communication. And your media also comes into the communication. If your third house is good, definitely you will shine in the media also. Is this okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Vanita.
So I have a follow-up question. So the communication is good if it is the third house is good, but if sun is placed in let's say Nichasthana in Tula,
Mhm.
Tula, but he has Simha Lagna. So third house
Okay.
is Tula, but all these qualities that you have mentioned here is
Mm.
very good in the in those. Actually, he's an excellent communicator. He's a good, ambitious, very decisive.
Mm.
Makes with very little information and so on. What do you think makes him have the positive qualities, though the sun is in the Nichasthana? Because of the Simhalagna?
Oh, the Simhalagna is definitely plays the role. But when the Lagna is also the owner, which is in the third house, because Lagnadipati was in the third house. That is in the Nichasthana. That's not a good sign. But definitely there should be Nicha Banga which is happening. Okay, where what is a Graha here and what is a Graha here?
Hold on. Let me just, I have it open. Hold on.
And also the aspect. And here.
Yeah, hold on. Just 1 second. So in the Kanya Rashi, the Graha is Shukra, and in the Vrishchika, it is Buddha.
Prakshika, it's no wonder.
And he
Okay.
has actually he has drishti of Guru on Tula. So on the third house he has drishti of Guru, but
Oh,
Guru
third
is in
house.
red. Yeah,
Guru is where?
Guru is in Mesha.
Wait. Guru is in Mesha. So the sun was having the direct aspect from the Guru, right?
Correct. So maybe that is why he
This
is
is the one.
very good.
This is the one biggest thing that will, because when the Jupiter was aspecting, whatever the graha, whichever the dosha that graha was holding, it will be dissipated just like that. But the sun's energy will be retrieved. Here, it may not be the sun's energy; it is the Jupiter energy. Okay, let me add here. This person is courage plus wisdom. He is ambitious. Is not a blind ambition. He is ambitious with wisdom. His
Okay.
decision is mostly based on the wise decision. And the minimum information he will give, you may look like a minimum information, but definitely he will do the groundwork.
Yes. He's an
Okay.
IAS officer. He's actually a additional chief commissioner now, chief secretary now, right now. So, but he has all these very good qualities. He talks to the media very well and communicates with the media and also on the Twitter. And so,
Because
yeah.
when this one was coming and the Mercury and the Venus followed by the next, why I asked you to who is here? When you see the sun was next, the Mercury was combined together. Okay, one more thing. Definitely, these two peoples are in far away from the sun. The degree will be far away. Definitely the Mercury and the Venus won't combust. And when it was placed in the fourth house, in the second house, Venus, definitely beautiful along with the sun. Because this sun, when goes among together, and aspected by the Jupiter, they will provide you definitely the courage. But this courage is not the sun's courage, it is the Guru's courage. That's why he can able to overcome any kind of a problem. His courage may not, okay, there was a difference between the sun's courage and the Guru's courage. Okay, when you have the sun's courage only, he may be ended up into a problem. Okay, consider a situation, you start here, you end here. When you use the sun's energy, you definitely have the good ambition and the courage. But there is a high possibility you may ended up into a trouble. But when you follow the wisdom of the Guru, this problem will be eliminated. And you feel like you are moving out the sun's energy, but definitely this is the Guru's energy.
Okay, thanks. Yes, Buddha and Shukra are far away from Ravi. It's actually 20, 6, Buddha is about 16 degrees and Shukra is more than 30 degrees. So that's kind of far.
Okay, one more thing here. Here the Venus was, what is happening to Venus here?
That's also Nietzsche.
Yeah. Remember this point, we will discuss when it comes into the Venus. Even though the Venus was here, okay, where is the moon here? Where is the moon for him?
Moon is in Makara, sorry.
Moon is in Makara.
Yeah, I think Shatabita Nakshatra. Yeah.
Where is the Saturn?
Saturn is also in Makara.
Okay. I try to find out one
sorry,
thing.
Saturn is in Kumbha. Saturn is in Kumbha. Sorry, both of them are in Kumbha. Moon and Saturn are in Kumbha, not Makara. Sorry, I got confused.
Okay, mostly few Jataka, I find out one thing when the Venus was in debilitated position, I had a different thought process earlier before I come across this Jataka. When the Venus was debilitated, I feel like these people are not handsome. But end of the day, when my thought process was wrong. This is not dealing with the beauty of them, but these people are handsome. When the moon was placed in a very good position, I'm not sure about because it's combined with the Saturn, and Saturn is in own house. The Lagna is also a sun. The sun was present in here. Okay, let's have a question about you.
Sorry,
Imagine a
I don't want
situation.
to take up too much time, but the question was, he had all these qualities, though sun was in Nietzsche, but I think you explained because of the guru. Thank you. So that should be
Okay,
enough.
this one.
Yeah.
Okay, this one is the best example. How this physical appearance of this person. Imagine, don't worry about the other grahas. Imagine this one. The sun was in a depleted, expected by the guru. The moon plus the Saturn. The Venus is the
I'm
depleted.
sorry. I think moon is in Makara. Shani is in Kumbha. Moon is in Makara.
That one makes no difference.
Yeah.
Because mostly it's in the own house.
He is not so handsome, but he is okay. Not ordinary. Yeah.
You know why? Because the moon was sitting in the Saturn's house. He may look like a person who are older than his age. For example, if consider a situation, he was in a 40, he may looks like a 50. That situation may come, I'm not sure. But the Lagna, when it was the Lagnadipati, when it was in a depleted position, this possibility is really high. They may not look like that much in age.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, let's moving on. I thought to finish the fourth house also. Okay, we'll quickly take a 4 minutes. The 5 minutes we'll finish with the fourth house also. Everybody okay?
Sure, Vinita.
Okay, let's moving into why today everyone was so silent. It was easy for you, or it was I'm going speed or I'm going slow. What's happening here?
Comfortable.
Okay, that's awesome. Okay, let's go with the suns in the fourth house. All the things which we learned earlier applies here. The sun fourth house can be placed in any one of the 12 rasis. And before the sun characteristics in the fourth house, let's understand the fourth house property. It represents your where is my question? Okay. It represents your interest and ability in nurturing others and building a social environment. And also it's also represent your land desert, your mother. Okay. It is your Matrubhava. Mostly it represents your land asset and your interest and ability in nurturing others. You remember the Kalapurusha in the Kalapurusha chart, which is what is the fourth house? Fourth house is the Karkarasi. Who's the owner? Moon is the owner. Moon is main characteristics is nurturing quality. So that is also comes here, nurturing others for the fourth house. Now let's see the sun in the fourth house. Okay, because when the fourth house main characteristics is the nurturing quality and the interest and ability of nurturing others, building a social environment today, combined with the sun's fourth house. Definitely, they have the very good social relationship. My cursor is dancing around. Okay, yeah. And content happy life. Okay, the fourth house is also represents the happiness. Mainly it represents happiness. The people may ask you, what makes me happy? What kind of the thing which make me happy in this lifetime? Then see the fourth house. So this when the sun was in the fifth house, these peoples will definitely have a content happy family. And the peoples are also supportive for them, creative and nature, empathetic. Okay, this is the important thing. When the sun in the fourth house, moon in the fourth house, there is a drastic difference. When the sun in the fourth house is empathy over the other peoples. But the sun in the fourth house, the moon in the fourth house, sympathy over the other peoples. There are the two drastic difference. We will find out when we are seeing through the moon. Very imaginative in nature because the sun is a daydreamer. He's not just a dreamer, he's a daydreamer. Even he dreams about the things with open eyes also. Intuitiveness is really high when the sun was placed in the fourth house. Okay. What is the weakness for these peoples? They are not very proactive, and heart related ailments will come for them, mainly for the males. Anybody having the fourth house sun?
Well, in the Bhava Kundali, it's actually, we are looking at the Bhava, so it is in the 4th house for me.
Your birth chart was in your birth chart. Oh, your Bhava Chalit was saying 4th house is the sun. It is extended from the 3rd house.
It is in the 5th, actually, but in the Bhava Chalit, it is 4th.
Oh, then okay, then it can be.
These qualities do match for me, actually.
Okay, the heart elements also match for you.
No. Fortunately, not yet.
Oh, great then. Okay, you look into the Bhava Chalit only when you want to see how the houses was extended or not. But when the first house, second house property considered your birth chart only, the Rasi chart one. The Bhava Chalit, there are the 2-3 specific reasons you have to go into the Bhava Chalit that I will tell you later, because some of us will then have an idea about what is the Bhava Chalit. If time permits, okay, let's start our tomorrow's next week class with the Bhava Chalit, how the Bhava Chalit will work and where you can consider also. So that is, once you are understanding that point, then whatever we speaking, they can also understand that. Okay, that's all about the 4th house. And any questions at this point?
Vinita, I didn't understand what you said about sympathy and apathy, and sun
Okay.
in 4th house and moon in 4th house. I didn't get that.
Okay, when you are empathy means, for example, when somebody was in a difficult situation, and the empathy people, what they will do, they try to find a way, but at the same time, they don't hurt themselves. Okay, but when the sympathy, consider sympathy people, they see other people who are in a difficult situation, they try to help them, even though they are trying to hurt themselves. And they hurt themselves. Additionally, they trying to help others. Sympathy means you should try to find a way for difficult for others, but you should not hurt yourself. But the empathetic people ground themselves first. They don't get affected by the other people's whatever the difficult situations they are in, but they will try their best to resolve the situation. But at any point in time, they won't get affected. Okay, the simple rule, the simple, most of the people, whichever the scripts you are reading, whatever the grace scriptures was telling, there was only one thing, your safety is first. Prevent yourself from any kind of the danger. Then enhanced your life, enhanced your consciousness in a greater way. And every day by day, every day, you should grow your consciousness in a higher level. So the sympathetic people will do that. But the sympathetic people, what they will do, they when the people who are in a difficult situation, they jump into and help them. And they also hurt them, not only they hurt themselves, they try to put themselves in a difficult situation. Okay, if you are, I guess whoever asked is Nina, right? If I'm not wrong, you were also a healer, correct?
Yes, a little bit.
Definitely, you should not be a sympathetic person. I will tell you in a Reiki situation. See, if you are some person will come for a healing, and you are doing the healing for them. If you are an empathetic person, your aura will be really cleansed, and you won't allow them. Your aura won't allow them the other people's negativity comes into breaks into your aura. If you are an empathetic person, imagine you are a sympathetic person. What will do? Some people will come to you and for a healing, and they tell you the problem, and you do the healing. What you will do? The all kind of the negativity breaks your aura because your energy level was sympathy over others. Your aura strength was not that much good. It breaks your aura and you receive that negativity. That's why I remember when the peoples are doing the Reiki healing, they ask you to do the salt water bathing, go and stand in the sea water, or else take the sea water bath. All this reason belongs to this only.
But for example, if one is not a healer, like I'm not a Reiki healer, I'm just into numerology and other things. But what I want to know, I mean, it's a very selfish attitude to think of yourself first, no? Leave the
No,
healing side.
no, there was no until unless I don't want to change your thought process also. see that into a different angle. If you are a healer and you are doing any kind of the healing and you are consulting to different peoples, definitely there is a possibility one way or another, even if you are an empathetic, if you are not cleanse yourself frequently daily and you are not meditate and you are going towards a sympathetic, mark it down this point. I can guarantee you on that. Consider you are an empathetic person and you are in a situation and you are doing the healing and you are doing the healing all the day, but you are not doing meditation, you are not doing chanting, and you are not doing any kind of the cleansing process, and you are not doing any kind of healing to yourself, then you are doing your work all the day. Then one day or another, you are stepping into the sympathetic zone. That is not good for you. And that is the point you put yourself. And there is no selfish. The selfish will come when you have hurt others, but the selfish won't come because all the time you have to give preference and save. You prevent your body. Your body is your temple. You have to prevent your body. You prevent your breath. So once you did that, the selfishness is a different word. You have to think it your own way. I don't want to comment on that, but I strongly recommend you to prevent yourself first. Then do all kind of the healing. Whatever it comes, whatever you are needing to, you are consulting, do whatever it is. But first thing is take care of yourself.
Okay.
There is a saying in Sanskrita, Yete satpurushaha pararthaghatakaha swartan parityajya ye. Samanyastu parartha muddhimabhrutaha swartha virodhena ye. So there is a difference. So that is what you are discussing here. So empathy is something that you do without caring for the selfish cause. And sympathy is something like an ordinary person, samanyas, general people that will help others, but while taking care of their selfish needs first. That's the difference. Correct?
Oh, it's a little bit different. The sympathy is these people also hurt themselves. They feel like they sympathy towards other and they hurt themselves without unknowingly. But the empathetic people says God themselves first. And if you need help, yeah, okay, I'm trying to give my helping hand. Okay, that's why I'm giving an example for the healers. Mostly I saw the people who are in a Reiki or in a pranic healing. I saw many and many healers are suffering with this. And I told them this is the only thing I will tell them. First heal yourself first, then go for a healing. A number of the people when they come to the healers, they will tell you the numerous problems to you. I am suffering with this, I'm suffering with that. And if you are an empathetic person, you just hear them. That's it. Oh, you are in that kind of a situation. But if you're a sympathetic person, what you will do, you will into that situation. You feel like whatever the opposite person was feeling, you feel that pain. Okay, if I'm in that situation, what I will do? You will think in that way. But the empathetic person, what they will say, okay, you are in that situation. Okay, how much help I can do for you? How much help you can need from this world? How can I help you? How can I direct you? You think in that way.
Okay, like a normal doctor also would, get detached and cure the disease.
Most
In
of the
other
doctors, yeah.
Yeah, like we see,
Okay.
in our family when they're doctors, they don't feel what we feel because they are detached. They have to see patients every day.
Okay, there is also difference because definitely because they're doing it's their own career, they know how to handle the patients. But I saw
Yeah.
the two difference here. When I saw the allopathy doctor, when I saw the Ayurvedic doctor, there was a two difference. I learned from one of the Ayurvedic doctors. Uh, that doctor was telling to the students most of the time he was 40 years old, 40 years in experience for doing Ayurvedic. And he told to the students like I practiced for a number of years. When the patient was coming to me and I treat the patient, but I'm also receiving the patient. And the very first time when I heard these words, I couldn't understand what he was telling. But later on, when the days goes on, my experience was increased. I clearly understand what he was taught that time. He's all Ayurvedic doctor, even though he's having a number of experience. Some point in time, he's also sympathy over others. and he's always jumping into that zone. And the very next day, he understands that point. Then he do the meditation. He's also how I met him, because he's in one of the meditation, one of the yoga groups. So he also do the meditation. He giving an example how you can you have to build your aura, how you can enhance your body, kind of the stuff. It was totally different. But that point in time, that one statement really stuck my mind. How come number of years of experienced doctors could say this, but later I could understand in which space he is coming from. And I luckily I met a number of healers, and I saw the same kind of the situation with that healers also, and I understand that this is what happened. At one point in time, I try to heal other people's, then I understand, okay, this is not my space, and I'm not able to do it because I have a totally different mindset. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Vinita, for explaining. Yeah.
Thank you so much. We will see you all next week then.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.